everybody, it's Kimberly Faye Greenberg bringing you another tip today that can help you create some career momentum during this time that won't cost you any money. Woohoo! We love this. Also, now is a great time to be able to do this thing that I'm going to be talking about because it does take time. So for those of you that have websites, amazing. It's time to update them. For those of you that don't, which I know there are many of you, it's time to create. There are so many free platforms that you can start to create your website. Wix, Squarespace, Moonfruit, there are GoDaddy, there are a bunch where you can create your website for free, and then it's a very minimal cost to actually put it up. But during this time, you can create it and then you can put it up later. But right now is a great time to make sure you have that. It's key because you never know who's going to be Googling you and they need to find your website. So here are a couple things to keep in mind if you're either updating your website or you're creating your website. Number one, first and foremost, is you need to be found in a Google search. For those of you that already have websites, that means you should be sharing them so that your website will come up in a Google search more quickly. You want to have your domain, your www.whatever.com name. For instance, mine is KimberlyFayeGreenberg.com. You want to have your name in that domain. Why? Because when people Google you, it will be more apt to pop up and they will be more apt to find you. If someone else has a similar name to you, a website already with a similar name or the same name, just think about how you can make a little bit different. For instance, if there was another Kimberly Faye Greenberg out there, I might want to try being Kimberly Faye Greenberg actor. That may also, or Kimberly Faye Greenberg performer. That way my name is still coming up in a Google search when someone's looking for me and then they know that it's me. So there are very specific ways that you can just change that domain a smidge, a little bit differently so that people can still find you and know it's you, even if somebody else has your similar name. Also, please, make it a .com or a .net. If you're hosting it on a site like Wix or Moonfruit or Squarespace, many of them have free domains, and it usually goes something like this: www.kimberlyfayegreenberg.squarespace.com. You want to really pay the $10. So after you make your website, when everything is back to normal, if you're strapped for cash, which I totally get, but once we're back to normal, pay the $10 that it will cost you. It will be very, very inexpensive for a year to have the KimberlyFayeGreenberg.com, not the KimberlyFayeGreenberg.moonfruit.com. That will screw with the Google search results, make you harder to find. It also just looks a lot more professional that you've spent the couple of dollars in order to have your name, only your name, or something that you go by within that domain, and not showcasing that, hey, I have a free domain, i.e. KimberlyFayeGreenberg.moonfruit, KimberlyFayeGreenberg.squarespace. Okay, so take that, spend the couple dollars that you have in order to be able to do that. All right. Now the next thing is websites can be as simple as a picture and a resume. Contact info, which should be a phone number, not a mailing address. Your rep's contact info if you have an agent and or a manager. And then in addition, you absolutely need to have some sort of video. If you don't have any video yet, now's the time to start putting some things together, even if it's as simple as you singing something in your living room for the time being. But now is also a great time that if you have any performance footage on your computer, now is the great time to edit some of those videos, create shortened little snippets of those performances that you have. And then if you already have a website or you're going to be making one, you can stick them on your website. I also highly recommend that any videos you have on your website also be placed on YouTube and vice versa. This way, you know that people are not missing anything to watch when they're looking at your website and or they're finding you on YouTube. On YouTube, where you place your videos, make sure in the comments or description section that you place the link back to your website so that they can then go to your website and learn more about you, all right? In addition, if you can put some performance photos, if you have any reviews from major papers, that will also help you. Anything and everything having to do with your career and your specialized skill set. If you're a multitasker, multi-hyphenate like myself, I am not just an actor, but I'm an actor business coach. I'm a Broadway expert. I do a lot of hosting. I play Fanny Brice. So I have a bunch of different things that I do. I have separate sections for those on my actor website. They're sectionized specifically because if someone is coming to my website to only learn about me as an actor, they can find that information very easily. However, if someone is going to my website because they found me through another source, like my Fanny Brice or my expert videos like I'm posting here, they can go to my website and then click on that area very easily. You want to make sure that your website is easy to look at, easy to click through. It's very self-explanatory. Drop-down menus are your friend if you create sections. For instance, if you are an actor that sings and dances and plays instruments, there may be one theater that's coming to your website to look at you for a role where you would play an instrument. You want them to be able to find those videos really quickly. So having a drop-down menu where your singing videos are in one section, your instrumental videos are in another, your dancing videos in another, will greatly help those people coming to your website who don't have a lot of time to be able to sort through it and find what they need really, really, really quickly. Okay? Also, don't be afraid to showcase some of your personality in your website. That's helpful because you want that to pop off the page. A website is very one-dimensional. We are not going to get a sense of you unless you have a little bit more personality, whether it's in colors and fonts, although please make sure they're still easy to read and it still looks good for the eye. It's not overwhelming for the eye. Also, keep in mind, I talk a lot about branding. If you don't know what that is, that's a pitch to describe who you are as a performer, what your essence is, what you're bringing into an audition room. It helps your personality pop off the page in your marketing materials. It's basically a short adjective phrase that describes you. I also would suggest having that on your homepage so that when people go to your homepage and they see the picture of you and then they read your branding statement, again, they're getting a full, well-rounded scope of who you are, both what you look like and what your personality is like. In addition, you can use that branding statement as sort of a jumping off point to think about, oh, well, what does that mean as far as colors, as far as fonts, all right? So keep that in mind. With me, I'm a New York sassy, brassy broad, so if you go to my website, you'll see that I use a lot of black, which is like a very New York color. I use very bold lettering, things like that. I play historical women, so it's got a little bit of an edge of a previous time as far as when you're looking at my photos. So there are different things involved that can sort of like ESP it to the other person, you know what I mean, when they're looking at your page. Just take some time, play around with it. It may be very simple when you start, and as you get more and more familiar with the program, it'll get more and more slick. So don't feel like it has to be this big thing to start. Just having something up on the interwebs, on the internet, will help you, and now is the time to focus and put in some hours towards figuring out how to do that. The other thing is I highly recommend, you can definitely pay somebody to do it if you have the funds, especially now somebody would greatly appreciate that money, but I would also recommend that please don't be afraid to jump right in and try to do it yourself, because as the months go by, as the years go by, the website is going to grow with you and you're going to continue to add to it. By yourself creating the website, it's going to be much easier and quicker for you to be able to go in and update it. If you pay someone to make your site for you, then make sure that they show you how to have access to it and have them build it on a platform that might be easy for you to use, so that after they build it, you can go in and update it. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. So I hope this was helpful. If you're looking for more information about how to brand, check out my Get Branded mini course at www.thebroadwayexpert.com. And I'll teach you how to brand. There's also a ton more information about how to brand on my website if you want more info and intel on what that is. And then also make sure to follow me on social media at Kimberly Faye Greenberg, KF Greenberg on Instagram, KFG Performing Arts Consultant as well over on Instagram and here on Facebook. I'll keep offering more tips. Keep sending me questions. Also, what I'd love to do is challenge all of you to post your website in the comments so that those who are going to be making them or need to be inspired can check out yours in the comments. And I'll post all of mine as well so that you can check them out. Okay, so post your websites. I want to take a look at them too, and maybe even I'll pick out a couple to comment on. All right, have a good day, everybody. Bye.